Hi, I'm Nikki Vincent and welcome to a very special presentation here on UTV. Now, I'd like to introduce you to what I think is the most powerful serum I've actually ever used in my life. Now, believe me, in the last 20 years, I've actually been blown away with amazing peptides, ingredients, and performance of a number of amazing skincare brands. But everything stood still when I was presented with this One Truth 818. Now, this is a Nobel Prize winning technology that's actually led to Dr. Bill Andrews' discovery of the telomerase gene, and that has actually influenced the ingredients called TAM18 that are in this product. Now, there are articles around the world saying that it is 200 times, I'm not talking about twice, but 200 times more powerful than any other discovered ingredient. In fact, it was discovered, tested against 350,000 other compounds and ingredients, and none of them came even close. Now, I think it's safe to say that this could well be the biggest discovery that you and I are ever going to see in our lifetime when it actually comes to a product that can stop the aging process in its tracks. Now, this hour of television, I think, is going to be one of the most rewarding shows that you've ever seen. It's actually going to shed light on exactly why One Truth 818 has no other competition and why the studies in Europe saw 100 women reporting dramatic changes to their skin in just 2 weeks. Now, the results seem to be fast, and over the next hour, you're going to learn exactly how this is reported to be 200 times more powerful than any other ingredient and why you can get such life-changing results with this product. So I want you to strap in, everyone, because we're about to go on a journey together. It's almost like jumping into the future of skincare, but having it available here in the present. It's just so exciting. Now, we're going to meet the creator of this band very shortly. We're also going to hear from Dr. Bill Andrews himself. People who have been trialing it, test results. It's all mind-blowing, but it's all going to make sense very, very soon. I want to welcome you to the launch of One Truth 818. Now, the big news is, gone are the days of hope in the jar. This is the truth.
Telomeres are the very tips of your chromosomes. Your chromosomes are where your genes are. They're encoded on a molecule called DNA. Well, DNA is like a long string of beads. And think of these long string of beads as a shoelace. The beads are called bases, and a typical chromosome is about, or a typical DNA molecule inside a chromosome is about 100 million bases in length. Well, think of that as a shoelace, as I said. The caps on your shoelaces are the same as the telomeres on your chromosomes. So on this long string of beads, the very tips of these things are called telomeres. And they protect your chromosomes the same way that the caps on your shoelaces protect your shoelaces.
Okay, the moment has finally arrived and I'm excited. Are you ready for the big reveal? Don't go anywhere because we are literally moments away. Now, if you look at the fact that you don't need day creams, night creams, serums, eye creams, neck creams, this is actually really affordable and it lasts around 10 weeks. Now, if this came from a major manufacturing company, you know, the one that begins with L, you would actually expect to pay over $2,000 for this. The main ingredient is TAM818, and that is valued at $3 million a kilo. It's crazy. Now, you can take it home on part payments as well. If you don't see results, you've also got One Truth's 30-day money-back guarantee, so nothing to lose. Now, I mentioned earlier Dr. Bill Andrews. He is right now the most esteemed award-winning doctor. He flies all around the world. He educates experts on exactly how to stop aging. Do you know he spent over $30 million on the discovery of the miracle molecule? That was a tongue twister, wasn't it? TAM818. That stops the appearance of aging. So actually reverses the appearance of aging at exactly the same time. Now, we're going to hear a lot about Dr. Bill Andrews during this hour. It's very exciting. We're about to meet the founder, but let me introduce you to the doctor who you will refer to as your Benjamin Button, who actually said, I will cure aging or die trying.
Dr. Bill Andrews is known worldwide as not only an award winner, but one of the most esteemed doctors when it comes to discovering the secret that stops the appearance of aging in its tracks. Across the USA, Asia and Europe, Dr. Andrews is in high demand. He frequents Korea and presents at the world's biggest conferences on aging and skincare. He's always seen on TV and in the news, such as the Today Show America that ran a huge story on his discovery, and Korean TV where K-Beauty is taking the world by storm with its skincare products. Dr. Andrews spent $33 million on the discovery of the TAM-818 molecule, and this ingredient is what has made the One Truth 818 one of, if not the most potent, powerful and effective products in the world right now. Try the serum the industry leaders are talking about. Stop the appearance of aging in its tracks with One Truth 818.
An amazing man who is known to be absolutely obsessed with making people young again. And I'd like to welcome the founder of this brand, a passion, just like Dr. Bill Andrews, for stopping the appearance of aging. You were actually awarded in the top 5 business women of the year in New Zealand by Pandora. Rachael, welcome. Mwah, mwah. And kisses. Now, firstly, congratulations on the most scientific and highly regarded skincare product in the world by so many industry leaders. It's really exciting in our lifetime, I think, that we can actually be able to trial this award-winning technology. But first, to understand the technology and how it works, let's start at the beginning, because we believe this is going to change everything. Oh, but first, Rachael, people are already wanting to know at home how they get their hands on this. Can you tell us about the deal? Then we'll get into the science.
I can, absolutely. Yeah, we'll get that done first. So the amazing deal that we've got today as our exclusive launch offer is to buy the serum, and then you actually get this full-size atomizer absolutely free. So it's an amazing deal, just the two of these things together. But for the launch special only, if you're on our website, you can actually sign up to become a VIP with us, and you'll get an extra 15% off.
Oh my gosh. And I hear a little bird tells me free delivery.
Free delivery, of course.
Oh, I do love a bit free delivery, and payment options as well on the website.
Yes, yep. So you can do part payment on the website too. So it's not just the serum, get the atomizer free, you can also get 15% off this price too. So your savings is massive.
Okay, so at any time during the show, you can call the number 1-800-000-818, love it, scan the QR code, or go to onetruth818.com.au to get your hands on the most scientific and highly regarded skincare product in the world right now. Okay, Rachael, where can we start? Should we start with what actually causes aging?
That's such a good place to start, because there's so much misinformation out there that I do like to kind of take it right back to the beginning. And usually if you say to someone, what is aging? They'll talk about their aches or their pains or loss of energy, or they'll just talk about the wrinkles. But do we stop to think what actually causes aging at a biological level? Like, what does that look like? And it turns out that aging comes down to one root cause, and that is your telomeres. Now, you may not have heard of telomeres before, but they were actually discovered in the 1930s. And when scientists discovered them, they thought that they were just these long flappy tails attached to the end of our DNA. You know, those spiral ladders? So the telomeres are like a long tail on the end of that. Didn't think too much of it. Now, in the 1950s, a professor called Leonard Hayflick made a massive discovery that changed the way we thought about aging. And what he discovered is that cells can only divide about 50 times before they die. So before that, scientists and doctors just thought that cells would keep on going, dividing forever, and that if we did things right, we could actually live forever too. But that's not true.
So there's only 50 times in a lifetime that they'll...
Yep, it's not much. You want to really be economical
with your
those
cells.
Cell divisions. And then it was discovered that actually the reason for that limit of 50, which is actually called the Hayflick limit, if you're really into the science, you can look that up, is because of the telomere. So what happens is every time a cell divides, right? So it goes from a 100% version, and when it divides into two, it's like 99, 99, 98, 98. What's happening is you're losing a piece of the telomere until the tail gets so short that the cell can't divide anymore, and the cell dies. So literally scientists call the telomere the clock of aging.
But what does that look like? What can we see in the mirror that we know that we've got to the end of our telomeres?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to visualize
Now,
it.
we all know between birth and death,
Yeah.
right? There's old age.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when those telomeres get short or critically short, they're not functioning properly. So they're not producing collagen, they're not producing elastin, their pigmentation, it's going haywire, it's vomiting colour to the surface of your skin,
Wow.
not producing it at all. So it's those old age, those short and critically short telomeres, which are making you look old. They're responsible for every visible sign of aging.
You're making me think about my recent hyperpigmentation that has appeared. Now, you personally worked in the beauty industry, and you were horrified. I mean, you used to do all of the, the treatments, but you were horrified at the way it was heading because you saw. What did you tell us? Tell us what you saw.
Just the industry got so good at, because what have we all heard? If you want younger skin, increase cell turnover, speed up cell division. You know, what have I just told you? Cell division actually equals aging. So the science discovered 70 years ago is not what the beauty and skincare industry is telling you. So that's what horrifies me, Nikki, is that even to this day, if you walk in somewhere and say, I want younger skin, they'll say, well, you need to increase cell turnover. You need to speed up aging. And that's what a lot of us have accidentally been doing. And we got better at doing it. So it wasn't just a little bit of exfoliation. Suddenly we were melting people's faces off, blasting people's faces away to grow a new face. But that skin on the surface of the face is older than the skin that you had there before.
Yeah, that's incredible. When you think about it, I mean, I've got a great video to show you that actually talks through this exact thing about how we stop or how we accidentally are aging ourselves. Can you believe it? Take a listen to this.
Cell division equals aging. Yet many products damage your skin by increasing cell turnover in order to bring younger and fresher cells to the surface faster. Without knowing it, you could be accidentally aging your skin faster. One Truth 818 goes to the root cause of aging, supporting telomere health and cell lifespan with the power of TAM 818. Clinically and dermatologically proven. Real results, real people. When it comes to anti-aging, there is only one truth. One Truth 818.
Wow. Now, if you want to get your hands on this, it's an incredible technology. You want to try this, you want to get it home, just jump online right now. It's very easy. We've got an amazing deal today. When you buy the serum, you get the atomizer for free. It's beautiful. You can use it even over your mineral makeup. You will be saving $97. You'll get free delivery all around Australia. You can also get an extra 15% off also by joining the VIP and become a member of the One Truth 818 family. But this is just for the special launch deal only. So you do have to be really quick. Head to onetruth818.com.au. And now, Rachel, we just looked about how we're accidentally aging ourselves. Let's talk about a way that we can actually reverse the biological aging process itself. I know it sounds crazy. You didn't think it could happen. It's mind-blowing, but this is what we're talking about here, isn't it?
It is. So Dr. Bill Andrews, why he is renowned around the globe and why he actually was second place National Inventor of the Year for this discovery, found a way to reverse the biological aging process. Not just look younger, although you will, because your cells will be younger, but reverse the biological aging process. So remember I was talking about telomeres and saying every time a cell divides, that telomere shortens and cell division equals aging.
That's kind of your mantra, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I remember we've known each other for a while and she was like, cell division equals aging. I get it now.
I just think because every time someone goes to do a treatment or pick up a product, even if it's not mine, that's fine. I just want you to learn, because you'll make better choices around that. So every time a cell divides, we age. So Dr. Bill Andrews actually discovered a gene. Inside our genome, I get to work with people who discover genes. Isn't that pretty cool? Anyway, it expresses an enzyme called telomerase. And if that enzyme is there, what happens is it runs down to the end of the telomere and it re-lengthens the telomere again. So the cell divides, the telomere shortens, and then the telomerase re-lengthens the telomere. It undoes the biological aging process.
So that enzyme shoots all the way down and creates a longer tail.
Yes.
And does it, I mean, am I too old? I'm nearly 60. Is that too old for it to do?
It's never too old. And remember I was talking about the short and critically short telomeres?
Yeah.
Our body is so clever that when you activate telomerase, it actually lengthens the short and critically short telomeres first, which is why you can see a result quite quickly, because those are the ones that are producing collagen or elastin and the pigment's going. So you correct those first and you see a visual difference very quickly.
What other skincare in the world, seriously, has this technology that will do this? Zero. There is no one else. This is the only way that you can get TAM 818 that is endorsed by Dr. Bill Andrews himself. Now, in front of me is a kilo of sugar that represents what a kilo of TAM 818 would look like. Now, this could be $3 million on this plate, a kilo. That's the ingredient that is in here. Now, Rachael, how amazing that it was tested against 350,000 other ingredients and compounds, but the results came back that this was 200 times more powerful.
I know. It really was the bingo moment, you know, because of course, if you're a world-renowned scientist and you discover that there's a gene inside our genome that can actually reverse aging, the next thing Bill discovered, though, was that it had a block on it.
Right.
So in our reproductive cells, that enzyme goes freely. Mm-hmm. Because if you think about cell division equals aging, when you put two cells together to make a baby, and they become 3 trillion, you'd be aging inside the womb. And we would actually give birth to something older than ourselves. The human race wouldn't be here.
Sorry, my head is lost there. That's just mind-blowing.
It's a mind warp. It's not how we think of aging,
Oh, my gosh, no.
So that telomerase gene is active there. But in every other cell, there's a block stopping it, which is why we age. Right. So, of course, Bill went about thinking, how do I remove that block? And that's where all the testing comes in.
Okay, well, we're going to head to Dr. Bill Andrews, and he's going to have a chat to us about telomerase and telomeres.
We started off with discovering that, as I mentioned, every time our cells divide, our telomeres get shorter, but that's not true in our reproductive cells. Our reproductive cells, cell divides, the telomeres don't get shorter. And we discovered this enzyme called telomerase. Telomerase is produced in our reproductive cells, and what happens every time the cell divides, telomeres do get a little bit shorter, but then telomerase re-lengthens it back to the original length. Long story short, we have found that if we overproduce telomerase in cells, we find that the telomeres actually start getting longer, which was the first hint that we actually had discovered a way to possibly reverse human aging and declining health. So we took this enzyme and we put it into normal skin cells. Remember, it's only produced in a reproductive cell, but when we put it in normal skin cells, we found that these cells stopped aging and actually became younger by every method of measurement you can imagine.
The appearance of aging in its tracks. I could listen to Dr. Bill Andrews all day, and you're blessed that you know him like he's a friend. Now, Rachael, can we just recap for anybody that's just tuned in on telomeres and how telomerase actually repairs the appearance of them?
Absolutely, because we need to do both together, otherwise it's a bit grim, right? So we're talking about what aging is, and essentially it comes down to cell division. So every time your cells divide, your telomeres, which are like a long tail on the end of your DNA, shorten with each cell division, tick, tock, until they get so short that the cell can't divide and the cell actually dies. Now, if you can make that telomere longer again, you don't have an old cell with a long dangly tail, you actually have a younger cell again. Hundreds of thousands of studies have proven that. So how do you re-lengthen it? There is only one way, and that is by having an enzyme called telomerase present. So in all of our cells, except the reproductive cells, there's a block, it's switched off. But if you can unleash that and get telomerase enzyme present, it runs down the end of your telomere and re-lengthens it again. So cell division occurs, aging happens with the telomere shortening, and then that enzyme runs back down, re-lengthens it, and literally undoes the biological aging process.
Can I just stop you before we actually listen to Dr. Bill Andrews talking about what a telomere is? Am I imagining that we had a conversation like 4 years ago about people saying they had this telomerase?
Yes, there was this crazy conversation, and Bill, bless him, had this woman that he heard of saying, I've got telomerase in my product. And so he just picked up the phone and rang her and said, what are you talking about? You can't have telomerase in your product. Whose genes have you been squeezing, you know? And she said, oh, well, I've actually got some horse blood in there. So I assume there's a bit of telomerase floating around.
Oh, my.
So it was an interesting conversation because it was wrong in so many ways. But actually, one thing Bill told me is, you know, even if you could squeeze someone's genes and have a bath of telomerase, it actually wouldn't make a difference because the telomerase molecule is too big. It couldn't even penetrate the skin.
Sorry to throw that on you. It's just we had this conversation 4 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you want to know what a telomere looks like, let's take a listen to Dr. Bill Andrews.
Telomeres are the very tips of your chromosomes. Your chromosomes are where your genes are. They're encoded on a molecule called DNA. Well, DNA is like a long string of beads. And think of these long string of beads as a shoelace. The beads are called bases, and a typical chromosome is about, or a typical DNA molecule inside a chromosome is about 100 million bases in length. Well, think of that as a shoelace, as I said. The caps on your shoelaces are the same as the telomeres on your chromosomes. So on this long string of beads, the very tips of these things are called telomeres. And they protect your chromosomes the same way that the caps on your shoelaces protect your shoelaces.
I am learning so much here today. So I'm going to ask you something very scientific now, Rachael. Telomerase is what I'm finding out or understanding is only present in our reproductive cells. Is it possible, though, to switch a gene on?
Absolutely. And it's a whole new branch of science called epigenetics. So there's lots of little genes in our genome, and some are switched on. Think of it as a switch, really. Switched on, switched off. And telomerase is a great example of that because there are cells in our body, our reproductive cells, which are actually already immortal, which is pretty cool to think of that. And telomerase is switched on. And in every other gene, the gene is, in every other, DNA, the gene is present, but it's got a block, it's switched off.
Right.
So, evolution said you can have a germline so that human race can carry on, but the rest of you needs to just age and die. So we're going to stop telomerase from working. So it's kind of a natural process that we're mimicking by removing that block so that the cells in our skin can express that enzyme. So our skin cells age, telomeres shorten. If telomerase is activated and present, which TAM818 does, then that enzyme runs to the end of the telomere and re-lengthens it. So we're talking about biological age reversal on our skin. So the complete opposite of just trying to look better, it's going to the root cause of aging and correcting everything there.
That is incredible. And I think this is why you are the pioneer of epigenetic skincare. Now, TAM818 is exclusive to One Truth 818. Dr. Bill Andrews is the runner-up for Inventor of the Year from Biology for the discovery of the ingredient that led to TAM818. $3 million a kilo. Now, if you want to get yours, literally just dial that number, jump online. The number's there, the website's there. You can scan the QR code. But remember, today is an amazing launch special. You've literally got your One Truth 818 serum, amazing, going to last you about 10 weeks. You've got your free atomizer, and we're going to tell you all about them later and how you use them, how to use them in combination. And also, you're going to be saving $97. You'll get free delivery. And if you sign up as the VIP member, you get another 15% off. But this is only for the launch. So you're going to have to be really, really quick for that. It's an incredible product. It really is. And I can't wait to get it on my thirsty hands and show you shortly. Now, I think what we should do is talk about Dr. Bill's journey in finding TAM818. Rachael?
Yeah. So Bill was looking at those reproductive cells, and that's what made him think, how can we have some cells which are immortal and other cells which aren't? And that is when he discovered the block on the rest of our cells. And so we were talking about all the testing that he did. That's the next step, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you discover biological age reversal, but there's something stopping it from coming out.
Yeah.
So the challenge for him was trying to find something that would remove that block. And so he did. He tested over 350,000 molecules. TAM stands for telomerase activating molecule. The 818 is a nod to Bill because it was the 314,818th molecule that he tested. Now, that's a mouthful.
Sorry, say that again.
314,818th. Yeah. So, you know, telomerase activating molecule 818 is what it stands for. And it's a real, you know, paying homage to Bill's tenacity and his quest to be able to reverse the aging process. So that's what's in here. And it was that real eureka moment to find something. It's over 200 times stronger than anything else that has ever been tested like this. So it's pretty amazing.
It is incredible. So can I put this into perspective to everybody at home? If you buy this one product, One Truth 818, say you're replacing your eye creams, your day creams, your neck serums, all of those things, think about how much money you'll actually be saving on all of those products at the end of the day. So if you're using One Truth 818, you're actually saving money, but at the same time, you're using the most powerful ingredient that is 200 times more powerful than any other ingredient out there against 350,000 other compounds that were tested. So I think it's a win-win. You're getting the best ingredient in the world and you're saving money by not having to have a whole stack of other products. Now, we're going to go now and listen to Dr. Bill a little bit more on finding TAM 818.
Well, we've been working now since 1999. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to look for chemicals and natural products and practically anything that will get inside of human cells in a petri dish and turn on the gene for telomeres. We have tested, well, we first developed a very high throughput screening assay that we could test cells with, so we can test like 4,000 different chemicals a day, looking for something that would, when added to human cells in a petri dish, and then let the cells incubate for 24 hours, then the next day break open the cells and ask, did those cells produce telomeres? We have an assay that allows us to do this 4,000 times a day, all robotic and stuff. And so we started testing all kinds of chemicals at random. We tested over 300,000 different chemicals, actually found 900 of them would actually induce the production of telomerase at low levels. And we were able to then look at the structures of all these chemicals, or at least our medicinal chemists looked at the structures of all these chemicals. In a very short period of time, we ended up finding stuff that, at least one chemical that was 16%. We found a lot that were like 10%, 12%, but one was 16% of what we need, and we called that TAM 818, telomerase activating molecule 818. And that's our strongest, in fact, it's the strongest chemical on the planet right now for inducing telomerase.
Can I just quickly say, you've got to speak to Bill, get him on the phone and say, we want this TAM 818 malarkey, we want it that we can ingest it, that we can put it on our breakfast, on our cereals. I want it in my whole body. This is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, he's working on it.
Oh, wow. Now, there were some amazing studies that were done in Italy. Tell us about those.
So Bill provided us with this fabulous base with TAM 818, right? And he had done all of his testing in petri dishes, which proved how strong it was and that it was 200 times stronger than anything ever discovered. But, you know, what does that look like on a person?
Yeah.
You know, that's all very nice science, but I'm not a petri dish and neither are you.
Yeah.
So once I formulated it into a serum, we really needed to know, you know, put some numbers on what it was going to do. So I sent it off to Italy, to Abbott Laboratories, to be independently tested. So I had absolutely nothing to do with it. In fact, it was quite funny because there was a bit of a language barrier and it took me a while to get across to them that I wanted 100 volunteers because they'd never done a test of that scale.
Wow.
And I wanted 30 days. And they kept saying, but Madame, it only has to be 14 days. And I said, no, I want a 30-day test.
So you went double the time to be absolutely sure.
Yeah, Nikki, I'm basically telling people out there who don't know me that the skincare industry has got this wrong and that we need to flip the story on its head, that cell division equals aging. I needed the most irrefutable proof behind me to be able to help prove that what I was saying was correct. You know, there's Nobel Prize winning science, yeah? But what does it look like on my face? Yeah. That's what people want to know. And so the results came back and the doctors at Abbott Laboratories actually classed them as statistically significant. And it wasn't like one of those, when you flick through magazines, you quite often see, 98% felt better. And you'll see down the bottom, there was 10 women doing an 11-day trial and then they were asked what happened afterwards. We weren't doing that. Like, we call ourselves scientific skincare. And besides, Bill would never have let me do that. Mm-hmm. He's got his name endorsing this. So we had women aged 36 to 69, real women, not children who had no wrinkles to begin with. And there was 100 of them, so that the actual averages was going to be a really good average of real people. So they used the serum twice a day and absolutely nothing else. And the results were amazing.
You have no idea you obviously spent a lot of your own money to get this testing done independently, but you had no idea what the actual result was going to be.
No.
And was it true you had to wait for letters to come in the post or something? There was no email or anything.
No. So we did receive an email saying, we've completed the tests now and your results are on the way. And we're like, oh, great. Like an attachment, a Dropbox. They're like, no, we've posted them. So we sat waiting. I was so nervous, Nikki. I mean, we obviously had, we knew, like, we've been playing with TM818 and water and things like that. And I've been putting bits on my face and whatnot. Enough that we invested in it, but still, until you see those results, our heart was pounding, and it was like the Oscars envelope when it arrived. This big A4 envelope, and we're opening it up, and kind of like thick. They did so much testing for us, and we're like scanning. Go, where's the numbers? Where's the numbers? What does it say?
Wow,
it was amazing.
Well, congratulations. Now, what I'm going to do is give every one of you at home a chance to jump on to onetruth818.com.au, 1-800-000-818. Love that number, or scan the QR code. And we're going to give you a chance to order, and we'll be back just the other side of this.
One Truth 818 is revolutionizing the world of skincare. It contains TAM 818, the most expensive active ingredient in the world that is patented and exclusive to One Truth 818. Independent clinical trials in Italy showed reversals of the major signs of aging on 100 volunteers in as little as 2 weeks. 11 years of research and $33 million invested by award-winning microbiologist Dr. Bill Andrews, PhD, and his team at Sierra Sciences led to the discovery of the TAM 818 molecule. This active ingredient is the strongest of over 350,000 other compounds tested. It's so powerful that it's scientifically proven in vitro to slow down the aging process. The discovery of telomeres, the protective caps of our chromosomes that shorten as we age, redefined the aging process and was awarded a Nobel Prize in Physiology. Dr. Bill Andrews then went on to discover human telomerase, the enzyme that re-lengthens telomeres and reverses and stops the aging process. One Truth 818 is the only skincare system in the world using TAM 818 and endorsed by Dr. Andrews. It was created by Rachael, a skin expert who many are calling the pioneer of epigenetic skincare. She is credited for her work in conducting the largest ever topical telomerase activation studies. You only need to use the smallest amount. It is extremely potent, and One Truth 818 will last around 10 weeks. It can replace several products, including neck creams, eye creams, lip creams, moisturizers, and pigmentation treatments, which saves you time and makes this serum even more affordable. It's time to discover One Truth 818, stemming from Nobel Prize winning science, and treat your skin like never before. Reverse, correct, and prevent with One Truth 818, the world's biggest scientific skincare breakthrough. Stop the appearance of aging in its tracks with One Truth 818.
I absolutely love that. Stop aging in its tracks. Now, we've heard so much great information. The science is just incredible. But I want to talk results, Rachael. I think what we should do is have a look at some in a moment, but the results have been incredible, haven't they, that people have been getting around the world?
Yep, absolutely amazing. Look, before I, threw my life into One Truth 818, look at this. This is from Abbott Laboratories. So this is the 1 month trial that we were talking about. Mm-hmm. And as I said, they were deemed statistically significant by the doctors there. But, we talked about how short telomeres do all the visible signs of aging. So it means if you re-lengthen telomeres, then you can actually correct all of the visible signs of aging too. So you don't need a cream that lifts, a cream that hydrates. What do you need? Younger cells.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because younger cells produce collagen, they produce elastin. It's an even colour. So you got to get the right root cause of aging rather than other products which just kind of mop up the mess that aging makes. Do you know what I mean?
And I would say as well, I know what a lot of us are like. We get a skincare home, we see that there's no results after a week and we say, oh, it's not working. I think you have to put everything else away, dedicate yourself to this for 8 to 10 weeks. You will be hooked. And then it's just going to be cumulative. You're not going to want to let go of it. You're going to have to come back for more and more at the end of the day. That's my belief. So get rid of that eye cream, that neck cream, any hope in a jar that you're getting frustrated with, and really give this a chance. I think that's the best way, don't you?
It is. Look, if you put a skin cream on and as soon as you wash it off, you think your skin feels marvellously better, it's probably because you have melted off the layer of your skin.
Right.
And that's why the skin underneath feels nicer. Now, it's a false economy. I really need to tell you that, because the skin that you've just revealed is older than the skin you had before there. And every time your cell divides, it ages. So, you can reverse that aging process by activating telomerase. It's the only way. But, the marketing isn't telling you that. It's not saying, have an older face and look better.
No. Now, listen, we could sit here all day going like this about how much we love it, but let's actually hear from people's stories themselves.
Hi, my name is Liliana. I've been using the cream for 2 months. I'm 40 years old. The changes I've noticed mainly are my skin. It feels much smoother. The texture is softer and smoother. My pores look and feel smaller. And something that has been really noticeable for me has been when I was pregnant with my baby not long ago, because he's about to turn 1, I got quite dark hormonal pigmentation spots just under my eyes, and also had one on my brow. They have really reduced in colour. I can't even notice them anymore, and that's probably been the biggest change for me.
My name's Catherine. I've been using the serum for the last 8 weeks, and I think the biggest thing that I've found with my skin is loss of pigmentation. I feel even some of my moles have actually blanched a bit, and also I think probably my neck is one place that I have noticed definitely an improvement in regards to wrinkles and pigmentation.
Hi, I'm Karen and I'm 38. I've been using Serum 818 for 8 weeks. I've noticed a difference in the smoothness in my face and the tone overall. The wrinkles are definitely not standing out so much when I look in the mirror either. It's a great product.
My name's Wendy and I've been using the 818 serum for about 8 weeks now. I noticed change after about 3 weeks. My husband even noticed change, said I looked more radiant. I have noticed in my wrinkles that they have disappeared a little bit. So yeah, really love the product.
I'm Maren, I'm coming up 40 and I've been using Serum 818 for 8 weeks now. I had some areas of concern, my forehead, my crow's feet, and I've got some sensitivity in and around here. After about 5 or 6 weeks, I've found that this line here has become smaller and shallower. These guys here have almost disappeared, and I really am noticing a change in that sensitivity. So I think it's a great product. It's really starting to work for me, and what I love about it the most is it just feels so yummy when I put it on in the morning.
Just amazing results that we've had a look there. I think it's heartwarming and to hear people's journeys with this. And how does it feel, I don't know, seeing such happy people from your product, the results that they're getting? It's pretty special.
It makes such a difference. Like I had my own skincare clinic for 10 years and, you know, I was selling lots of professional products and treatments to these people, but they weren't having a change in their skin journey. I think we're led to believe that if you're using something and it feels nice and smells okay, then that's great skincare, but it's not the truth. You know, science has now led us to a place where you can actually tackle the root cause of aging and actually have biologically younger skin. So you can raise your expectations as to what your skincare is going to do. And of course, it makes you feel good. You know, when you look in the mirror and the person looking back at you feels as young as you feel on the inside.
I think that's a really good point about raising your expectations. Now, look at these results that you're seeing on the screen. I mean, this is after 1 month, Rachel. Tell us.
Yeah. So this is Esther, and she had actually said to me, I'm thinking of having, she didn't bother going and freezing her face, and this is actually her mum.
Oh.
So this is a mum-daughter. So look at Felicity, like just an incredible result.
This is amazing.
This is the sensitivity, you know. So you saw Maren talking before about her sensitivity. This is what it looks like close up. So you're really strengthening the skin. You're lifting it, as you can see here on Michelle. You're getting rid of not just fine lines, but deep lines, you know, are really improving. Eyelids are lifting. Shelley was going to get married, and so she was pretty happy with this result. But you can see the pigmentation across the cheek has really diminished. The deep lines have really diminished. And, you know, I don't like to show the before and afters until we've covered the science. Otherwise, people look at them and say, that's not believable. How can one product do everything? But now that you understand the science and you understand aging, you can see how actually you can undo aging with one product.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as I was about to say before about raising your expectations, I really want you to sit down and think now, listen to Rachel, and perhaps raise your deserve levels. That's the way I look at it. I don't see skincare as something that is a treat. I see it as something that gives me a little bit of confidence. And how were you feeling the last time you actually looked in the mirror? Have you been through those stages where your skin's not that good, you're looking in the mirror, you don't actually have eye contact with yourself, you manage to clean your face, brush your teeth without actually looking yourself in the eyes? We want you to be able to look yourself in the eyes and like what you're seeing and maybe get a bit of a glow back and get rid of some of that pigmentation, because that is what gives us as women confidence. But, you know, it's not just all of us normies that are loving this. There's a lot of celebrities that have been endorsing this and loving it. Talk to us about that.
Yeah. So we're really lucky to have some, you know, stunning, strong, beautiful women. So Maria Alejandra Requena, she's actually a 2 times Emmy Award-winning Venezuelan journalist who loves it. And Sarah Wiseman, who, can I say is a Kiwi, but does a lot of acting in Australia. You'll recognise her. And Kim Jackson, who is an Aussie actress who does a lot of acting over in LA. So, you know, these women have reached out to me. So Kim's the perfect example, actually, because she saw one of my presentations and she reached out to me personally and said, finally, the penny has dropped. Like, my skin is thin, it's crepey, I look older than I should. And I've just realized that those 30 plus laser treatments that I've done on my face, because she was trying so hard, she was doing what she was told to do.
She looks quite young as well.
She is, she's years and years younger than me. And
the nuts.
You know, but she just said, bingo.
Yeah.
You know, and was like, I've got to do this. So her skin is now feeling more, you know, like her quote for us is just like, her face feels fatter again. You know, but bless her, she was just doing what she was told by the skincare industry. And I think sometimes those of us who want to look our best the most and who are spending so much money to do it are actually accelerating our aging, you know, way faster than we should. So you've got to realize that anytime you divide cells through scraping your face off, blasting your face off, any kind of inflammation, you go, oh, it feels nice and plump. It's inflamed. You know, it's not a good thing. You need to preserve those cell divisions.
I do like a cheeky microdermabrasion.
I know you do, Nikki. But here's the thing, like if you're using 1-818 twice a day, do what makes you feel fabulous.
Okay.
But you'll know that you're mitigating some of the damage, you know, but never do something like that without using One Truth 818.
Now, while we're on it, let's talk about how we use it. So let's look at the serum first. And it's how many pumps?
So just put one on for now,
Okay.
Because otherwise you'll run out of skin to put it on. But we say 2 pumps twice a day.
Oh, it goes a long way.
It goes a long way. So,
and this is my thirsty old crusty hand there. Look at that, glowy and dewy.
it absorbs
twice a
almost
day,
instantly. Yeah,
morning and night.
Morning and night. Yes. So all of our before and afters are done on twice a day. But literally, those 2 pumps do your face, your eyes, your lips, your neck.
Yeah, because the face doesn't stop there. It stops down here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, if you are a person that likes to use other products on top, that's fine. You don't need to, but I would say put this on first, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, like it's your gold.
Yeah.
So get it on your skin first. So that, I mean, we're working on an epigenetic level here. You don't want to be putting it on over an oil or something and having that get in the way. So apply it to a clean face. I mean, it's so easy. You know, when you said let's talk through how to use it, it's a very short conversation. You get a clean face, you do 2 squirts, and you mushy it everywhere.
Mushy, that's scientific.
Very scientific.
And then we've got, may I? The atomizer.
course. Yes,
I know
I'll do
I've
it
got
too.
makeup on, but I find this so refreshing.
Yeah.
So we literally just...
There we go. That's it done.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
So what's in the atomizer? Why do we need this?
So this has got the same amount of TAM 818 in it as the serum, but it's completely oil-free, which is why Nikki and I, in full faces of makeup, have just sprayed it everywhere and we look refreshed. You know, it's not ruining that. But the point is that the more frequently you activate that telomerase enzyme, the better results you're going to get. So you're not going to walk around with your serum applying it 6 times a day, but you can apply this as often as you want.
And I've been looking on the old tube of you and I have seen your atomizer. Let's take a look at this.
Visibly reverse the effects of aging with One Truth 818 Atomizer, containing the powerful anti-aging active TAM 818. Clinically proven in 30 days to decrease wrinkles and fine lines by over 14%, improve firmness by over 20%, and increase elasticity by over 8%. Use frequently throughout the day to refresh. Easy to use over mineral makeup. The proven way to reverse the appearance of aging in your skin. One Truth 818 Atomizer.
This is why we need both. We need the serum and we need the atomizer to lock that in during the day and just add in more of that TAM 818. And the other thing I love about this, no sensitivities, non-irritant, non-toxic, dermatologically tested, colour-free, natural fragrance, not tested on animals, paraben-free, preservative-free. I've run out of puff. And full of TAM 818. Now, if you do want to buy it, jump ahead now. Go onto the website, and it's onetruth818.com.au. What's the deal they're getting, Rachel?
So today you're going to buy the serum and you're going to get the $97 atomizer for free. But while you're there, if you sign up onto my VIP list, now I'm not going to spam you with emails. I'm just going to give you a little bit of education every couple of weeks because I feel that people usually have more questions after hearing one of these presentations. And if you sign up, you'll get an extra 15% off. So today, for this deal, you can save over $140.
That is amazing. And don't forget the number, 1-800-000-818. Love that number. Or scan the QR code. Now, let's talk about clinical proof. That's the one thing we haven't ticked off. It's been a big show, hasn't it, with information. But we have actually got some stats. The truth is out.
Yeah, so these are actually from Abbott Laboratories where we had all the testing done. So we talked to the participants about what they got, and then we got the doctors to measure it as well. So you can see here skin smoothness improved by almost 10% in the eye area. Forehead wrinkles decreased by over 14%, and crow's feet decreased by over 11%. And the skin firmness, so the elasticity and lift.
The bounce back ability.
Yeah, that improved by over 20%. Now, these measurements were taken, all of the volunteers, all they were doing was just using just the serum twice a day.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
What have you got to lose? I think what you've got to lose is a few wrinkles, a bit of pigmentation, and you've got everything to gain. I mean, who doesn't want to look bounce back ability, juicy, dewy, skin. And I love that while it's been scientifically proven in vitro to slow the aging process down by, I think it was up to 16%, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Real world testing on actual people showed a whole different story. Volunteers showed, improvements to wrinkles, pigmentation, the tone of the skin. Actually, that's a good question. We've all got concerns. Might be wrinkles, might be pigmentation. Does this target everything? Every concern?
Everything. The root cause of aging comes back to short and critically short telomeres. So you re-lengthen those and you are undoing the biological aging process. So your skin cells can start producing collagen again. They start producing elastin. So probably the stat that excites me the most, Nikki, is that skin lifting one of over 20%, because this is a bit depressing, but we actually stop making elastin just after puberty. So to be able to increase elastin production by over 20%, like that's phenomenal. You know, that's not faking it.
Yeah.
That's age reversal, you know. And so you get that lift back again.
I love it.
Just by popping something in your face.
So many people love it as well. In fact, let's have a listen to Angela. Angela's got her own testimonial. We'll be back after this.
I started using 818 a few months ago. After maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I started noticing my pores were a bit smaller, and then I noticed sort of the redness on my cheeks was diminishing, and my skin got brighter and smoother quite quickly, and the fine lines around my lip up here sort of started to become less obvious. I think the lines are probably less long and also less deep. I'm happy, yeah. So really, I'm enjoying using the product.
For Ange, I love that. I love hearing people's stories.
Yeah,
Truly, it
me
melts your
too.
heart. And you could be one of those stories. But let's have a look at some more before and afters, because I do think it's in the results. We're going to check those out in a moment. But you know, you've got the pigmentation, you've got the problems with, and we can see here. This results the forehead.
Yeah,
Look at this.
I
These
know.
were done in New Zealand,
So,
weren't they?
yeah, it was. And actually, these were sent to me. So clearly, it's not a clinical trial with the bush behind. But you can see the difference in the colour of the skin, how it's
Texture.
really even, the texture, the pore refinement, and, you know, the gravity that's pulling down those cheeks and making all those wrinkles. It's lifted again. Now, the sensitivity here, we notice this a lot. Skin just strengthens. And when you strengthen skin, you lose that ruddy quality. You don't get that pinkness there anymore. You know, across your land and mine, we get sun damage, you know, really badly. And you can see Michelle here, how that sun damage is fading. We're not bleaching it. We're not faking it. And Shelley as well, she's got the sun
depth
damage. But
of the
look at
wrinkles,
these.
I'm noticing.
Yeah. They're not fine lines. You
Yeah.
know, these are very deep lines. And it's very rare for something to be able to say that it can have an effect on a deep line, and in particular an expression line, because we don't want to stop smiling ever. You know, we don't want to stop being animated, but we do want those wrinkles to reduce perhaps. So
Absolutely.
to go to the root cause of aging and be able to change that is, I just love being able to do that for people.
It's got the most amazing texture. Now, we're coming to the end of the show. I don't even know what the time's gone. I could listen to you all day. Now, Rachel, we've got to give people the deal, though, because it's an amazing introductory offer here for UTV. I'm going to let you share it because you've worked really hard on this.
I have, and it's just so exciting to be here launching with UTV as well. So what we've done today is, if you buy the serum, which is what we've been talking about predominantly, it replaces your neck cream, your eye cream, your moisturizer, pigmentation serum, hydrating serum. If you buy the serum, we're going to give you the atomizer absolutely free. Now, use the atomizer throughout the day to get faster results and to really amp them up. And it's actually valued at $97. Now, if you sign up to become one of my VIPs and keep in touch with me, I'm going to give you an extra 15% off of the serum.
That's like 141 or so, over 140.
Over $140 off.
Saving.
So,
And we've got the free delivery anywhere in Australia and a 30-day money-back guarantee, and all the love that's coming from Dr. Bill Andrews and Rachael. And don't forget, this has got TAM 818. No one else has this. Now, I can't wait for you to be a result. I cannot wait for you to be a testimonial. Give it a go, stick with it for the 8 to 10 weeks, and think about what you would love to change. What would give you confidence when you look in the mirror? I have to say thank you. This has been an incredible journey with you, Rachael, and thank you for being here
My
for
pleasure.
the launch of UTV. Stay tuned for more on UTV.